Alrighty, yo, what is going on, everybody? It's your boy, Mr. DDG94 here, back with another NBA, goddamn, another reaction video. Today we're going to react to the last great NBA Live, and no, it's not Live 19 or 18. Them shits is garbage. But anyway, so let's check this one out, though.
When NBA 2K11 released, basketball video games were changed forever. EA dropped the ball hard with Elite 11, and from there 2K was the undisputed king. The writing had been on the wall for years at that point. Ever since the first NBA 2K dropped in 1999, it was obvious that Visual Concepts had a fantastic grasp of replicating and simulating the NBA. But that didn't stop EA from releasing gems. The two companies competed hard, and NBA Live was still a great game heading into the mid-2000s. It wasn't until the game jumped to the next generation of consoles, the Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3, that things got messy for Live. While 2K focused more on realism, Live focused more on being easy to pick up and play, even if that made the game more arcade feeling. That's how EA had always approached their console-released sports games. But when jumping to the next gen, EA simply couldn't keep up. NBA Live 06 was terrible on next-gen hardware, yet the game was actually quite good on the older gen.
It was at its best on the last gen. I'll even go as far as to say 06 on PlayStation 2 is better than 05. Fight me. Fight me. I'll knock your ass off.
Generation. A familiar tale if you followed the development of Madden titles over the years or any EA sports game. 07 was more of the same, and while 08 and 09 were better, the game was a far cry from its former glory days. NBA Live was great on older consoles, so why was it so mediocre in 2008, while every year NBA 2K got better and better? EA didn't seem to know what they were doing, and Live seemed like it was dying. Until something crazy happened.
You left for a short while, and you went to the crosstown rivals, the folks down at EA, and you worked on NBA Live. I'm sort of curious, you know, if, maybe without getting too personal necessarily, but why? What made you want to? You know, you've been at 2K for a while. What made you want to try something else?
Yeah. Well, I'd only been at 2K for 2 years.
Okay.
So I was there for 2K7 and 2K8 basically.
Okay.
I got there at the end of 2K6.
Yeah.
But 7 and 8 were under my belt at that point, and I don't know. I think I hit kind of a rookie wall. I had never been at any company for longer than 2 years, really up until that point, and so I was kind of in this position of like, I wonder what else is out there, and just naively thinking. Actually, here's my twisted thinking.
Do it.
Twisted thinking was, I was looking at where NBA Live was, and I felt like they were, you know, behind us in a lot of ways, and I was like, but also like, I was looking at my own team, and like, there's some things that I wish we would do differently, or wish we could be different in some ways, and so 2K8 for me was kind of a tougher year, because 7 was exciting for me. There's a lot of things that I was really excited that we were doing, and then 2K8 was a little more of a struggle, and I was like, my twisted thinking was, if I could go to EA and I could shore up gameplay, then maybe there'd be like this really heated rivalry between 2K and Live again, and then it would push the basketball genre forward.
Mike Wang, a 2K developer at the time, left the company to help EA develop NBA Live 10. And that was the difference. Compared to Live 09, NBA Live 10 was a massive step forward, and the game brought the franchise back to its roots. Live 10 was not just a great game, but it was also the last time an NBA Live game would ever be considered great. NBA Live 09 was not exactly good. You could run up and down the court with Shaq and dunk every possession. Same thing with Dwayne Wade, or basically any star player. No one could be stopped regardless of their position or the defense. Obviously, gameplay needed work, and that's exactly what Wang wanted to focus on. The result was the best playing NBA Live in years. Player animations were vastly improved. The game flowed smoothly. Defense was a huge focus during development. No longer could you hold sprint and dunk every possession. Now there was a new difficulty setting that actually made playing the CPU challenging. In this game, you'll get stripped of the ball constantly if you drive carelessly, Constant passing leads to tipped balls or turnovers, and good defenders will lock you up. That made a huge difference to the replayability of the game, and really helped Live's reputation at the time. The game felt like a true competitor to 2K, and it was about time. This is what 2K players had wanted for a long time. Competition, another option. Shooting had been tweaked. Now every single shot, whether it was a layup or a jump shot, was assigned to one button. The shot was controlled by moving the left stick and using or not using the sprint button. For some reason, in NBA Live 09, shooting wasn't timing based, but Wayne fixed that in Live 10. Now, like 2K and older Live titles, you had to hold the shoot button and release it at the top of a player's jump for the best release. The new controls allowed you to attempt some cool shots, such as bank shots, by fading back and holding the stick in the opposite direction of the hoop. Post-play was also improved after being a mess in previous Live titles. This was a new era of the NBA, and big men were starting to become less important on offense. So unless you were using a great player like the cover athlete Dwight Howard, you would not be dominating in the paint like you would have been in previous games.
Not at all.
Passing was really impressive for a game from 2009. You could actually manually control off-ball players on offense to make cuts to get open. And with the upgraded AI, it was necessary if you wanted to win constantly. That said, the game's AI wasn't exactly perfect. Sometimes players would have a foot out of bounds when the ball was passed to them, and sometimes the refs wouldn't even call it. Sometimes when driving and shooting a quick jumper, your player would automatically perform a much more difficult step back and likely miss. Some animations, such as one where a defender forces you out of bounds, happened way too often and got repetitive fast.
That's why you gotta stay in the middle. If you ever played NBA Live 10, you already know. Stay in the middle. Stay in the middle. Don't ever go baseline. If you go baseline, you getting pushed out. You could be playing, it could be LeBron. It could be LeBron. You could be running up the court with LeBron, and Allen Iverson could be fucking defending you. For some odd reason, you get pushed out of bounds by Allen Iverson.
That said, no game is perfect, and these flaws are nothing when you compare the great improvements the NBA Live series took from the past few games to 10. In terms of game modes, Live 10 had a ton, including a super fun online mode called Adidas Live Run. 10 players could play online and run a 5-on-5 game. The best part was that there weren't any fouls. It felt like a real game of pickup basketball. You'd form a clan with 4 other players online, and your stats and record as a group were tracked. There was also an online league mode, where you and 29 other players could control a team and play through the NBA. You could start the league off with a fantasy draft, the commissioner could veto trades, and it was a very impressive offering, especially when you realize that this is a game from 2009.
Well, I mean, you could do it at 2K too. The only problem was back then, 2K servers were hot fucking garbage, bruh. I can't even describe how terrible 2K servers were back in these times. The 2K9s, I want to say 2K9s, I want to say 2K13 or 2K12 for that. No, 2K12 servers were pretty solid that year. But 2K9 to 2K11 servers, hot garbage. You just be lucky to even get into the server. So y'all think 2K servers are bad now? They ain't shit compared to 2K9, 2K10, 2K11 servers. Them servers were god awful. Bro, just trying to get into a game. Imagine you trying to get into crew mode, knowing damn well only 3 of y'all gonna make it, and the other 2 just gonna have to figure it out. Man, that shit was terrible. Y'all better be thankful for the servers y'all got now with 2K. Trust me, they were a lot worse back then.
Other EA titles such as Madden wouldn't get a comparable game mode until 3 years later. Dynasty mode was pretty deep, and the game even included a FIBA World Championship mode. The most advertised new game mode was Dynamic Seasons, which was an upgraded version of Live 09's Dynamic DNA. It let you play real NBA games as they happened in real life in real time, and you got to live out your own alternative timeline of the NBA season, like an NBA verse, you know, like the Spider-Man movie. Presentation was phenomenal and felt like a legitimate broadcast. The crowd is loud and roars often. The announcers are Marv Albert and Steve Kerr, which was pretty nice. It had an atmospheric feel to it, and even your bench would go crazy after hitting a tough shot or posterizing someone. Overall, NBA Live 10 was simply a super solid, great sports game. It really didn't do anything wrong. While it was missing a dedicated career mode similar to the new My Player mode in NBA 2K10, it also had a lot going for it that 2K10 didn't. It was a toss-up between the two games, and a lot of people not only bought NBA Live instead of 2K, but they actually loved the game too.
If you wonder what that was, that's thunderstorm. It's raining outside. Let me play that back one more time, because the thunderstorm went off at a time where I think my ears were deceiving me. He might need to run that back, because I'm trying to hear what the fuck he was trying to say.
2K10 didn't. It was a toss-up between the two games, and a lot of people not only bought NBA Live instead of 2K, but they actually loved the game too.
Sir, did you check NBA Live 10's sales versus NBA 2K10 sales? I think you'll see that a lot more people bought NBA 2K10 than NBA Live 10, bruh. You overhyping this game a little too much, my guy. Don't get me wrong, it was a good game. It's definitely the last great NBA Live. But it wasn't all that, my guy. Chill, B.
Most Live players have fond memories of Live 10, and for a good reason. Mike Wang casually showed up and fixed the franchise, setting it up to be a worthy beast to battle 2K for years to come.
And then they pissed him off, and then he left, and then he went back and made the greatest 2K of all time. Why? Because EA don't know how to... Because EA just... The only thing EA is good at is fucking up a good thing when it's good. EA, you had one of 2K's golden boys in your arsenal, in the palm of your hand, and you pissed him off to the point where he left and went back to 2K and made the greatest NBA 2K to ever exist. EA, you fucking sorry. EA fag boys, I don't give a fuck. Y'all sorry too. Look at the greatness we got with this and the greatness we probably could have got with the next game. Mike Wang was in his fucking bag. And he put it on 2K11. Think about that for a second. 2K11. Mike Wang comes back. They make the greatest NBA 2K ever created. The greatest basketball game. Arguably the greatest basketball game ever created. Michael Jordan on the fucking cover. Come on, man. What is we talking about? EA, you sorry, bro. NBA Live developers, you sorry. Because you tried to put out a bullshit game the next year. And you was too scared to just accept the fact that you was gonna have a shitty game come out that year. Instead of accepting it and fixing it along the way, you bitched up and you left because you couldn't do shit without Mike Wang. A 2K nigga made your greatest basketball game. on those at the time at that time on those consoles, and you ain't never matched you ain't even matched the fucking potential of that game since. EA, you sorry. Developers, you sorry. EA fag boys, y'all sorry. Fuck out of here.
The craziest part of this entire story is that NBA Live 10 was the last NBA Live until Live 14. How? After NBA Live 10, Mike Wing left EA and returned to 2K, thinking he had brought Live back to glory, and now there would be a heated competition and rivalry between the two companies.
Shit.
He also missed 2K and immediately regretted leaving, so he was more than happy to be back.
Because they did him wrong over there at EA.
EA attempted to release NBA Elite 11.
And that shit ain't never even come out. And my fucking light's about to go out. Because it's fucking thunderstorming and shit. So yeah, let me go on ahead and wrap this one up. Because it's looking like the thunderstorm about to hit. So yeah, I'm about to wrap this one up. I'll see you all in the next video. Till then, peace out.